For decades, we believed that our genes were our destiny, that the DNA we inherit at birth determines our health, intelligence, behavior, and lifespan. But modern biology has revealed something far more powerful. Your genes are not a fixed script. They are a dynamic system, constantly responding to your environment. This field is called epigenetics. Epigenetics literally means above genetics. It refers to chemical modifications that control how genes are turned on or off without changing the DNA sequence itself. Think of your DNA as a massive library. Every cell in your body contains the same books, the same genetic code, but not every book is read. Epigenetics is the system that decides which pages are opened and which remain closed. There are three major mechanisms that control this process. The first is DNA methylation. This involves adding small chemical tags called methyl groups onto DNA. When methyl groups attach to a gene, they usually silence it. It's like placing a lock on a switch so the gene cannot be activated. The second mechanism is histone modification. DNA is wrapped around proteins called histones. These histones can be chemically modified to make DNA more tightly packed or more open. Tightly packed DNA is inactive, loosely packed DNA is active. This determines whether a gene is accessible for transcription. The third mechanism involves non-coding RNA, which can block or enhance gene expression at the RNA level. Together, these mechanisms form an entire regulatory layer that sits on top of your genetic code. And here's where it becomes fascinating. Epigenetic changes are influenced by your lifestyle. Nutrition, stress, sleep, physical activity, exposure to toxins, and even social interactions can alter gene expression. For example, studies have shown that chronic stress can increase methylation of genes involved in mood regulation, potentially increasing the risk of depression. On the other hand, regular exercise can activate genes involved in mitochondrial function, improving energy metabolism and reducing inflammation. Diet also plays a major role. Nutrients such as folate, vitamin B12, and choline are involved in methylation pathways. This means your food can directly influence how your genes behave. Even identical twins who share the same DNA develop different epigenetic patterns over time based on their environment and lifestyle. Their genes are the same, but their gene expression becomes different. Epigenetics also explains how early life experiences shape long-term health. Research on the Dutch hunger winter showed that children exposed to famine in the womb developed epigenetic changes that increased their risk of obesity, diabetes, and cardiovascular disease later in life. This means environmental signals during critical developmental windows can leave lasting molecular marks. In cancer biology, epigenetics plays a central role. Tumor suppressor genes can be silenced by abnormal methylation, while oncogenes can be activated through histone modifications. Importantly, these changes are reversible, which is why epigenetic drugs such as DNA methyltransferase inhibitors and histone deacetylase inhibitors are now used in cancer therapy. This opens a new dimension in medicine. Instead of changing the genetic code, we can reprogram gene expression. Epigenetics is also being explored in aging. As we age, our epigenetic patterns drift, a phenomenon known as epigenetic clock changes. Scientists can now estimate biological age based on DNA methylation patterns, which may be more accurate than chronological age. This has implications for longevity research. Perhaps the most powerful idea in epigenetics is this: your daily habits are molecular signals. Every meal, every workout, every night of sleep, and every exposure to stress sends biochemical messages that influence which genes are activated. You are not rewriting your DNA, but you are influencing how it is read. This does not mean we can override all genetic risk. Genetics still sets the framework. But epigenetics determines how that framework is expressed. It is the bridge between nature and nurture. And it shifts the narrative from genetic determinism to biological adaptability. Your genome is the hardware, epigenetics is the software, and your lifestyle is the programmer. The future of medicine will likely focus not only on identifying genetic risk, but on modifying epigenetic patterns through nutrition, pharmacology, behavioral interventions, and personalized medicine. So while you cannot change the genes you are born with, you can influence how they behave. And that means your biology is not just inherited, it is responsive, it is adaptable. And to a significant extent, it is shaped by the choices you make every day.